Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Daily Wire's live coverage of inauguration. It's DW in D.C. The party's getting going here right now at the inauguration rally for Donald J. Trump. This is the victory rally. I don't even know if you guys can hear me because I can barely hear myself. Right behind me, that is Mr. Kid Rock taking the stage, kicking things off for us. It is a party here in D.C. Tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of patriots have descended on Washington, D.C. to celebrate the 47th President of the United States, Donald Trump. In just a few moments, he will be taking to the stage. It is going to be a raucous night, as you can already hear. But it's not just Donald Trump you're going to get to hear from. We're going to get to hear from Kid Rock. J.D. Vance will be here. Elon Musk, Dana White, Megyn Kelly, Charlie Kirk, Hulk Hogan. Get the guns out for Hulk Hogan. I don't know if Hulk Hogan's going to rip his shirt off the way he did at the RNC, but I'm very excited to see. Stay tuned right here, and stay tuned for the next few days and the next 4 years with Daily Wire as we get you all of the news that you need to know. The Daily Wire is going to be bringing you wall-to-wall coverage of the Trump inauguration festivities, and right now is the perfect time for you to become a Daily Wire member. In honor of the 47th President of the United States, we are giving you 47% off new Daily Wire memberships. All you got to do is go to dailywire.com/subscribe, use code 47, and you'll get 47% off your new Daily Wire membership. Get one for yourself if you're not already a member. Get one for your friends. It's a great gift. Get one for that crazy blue-haired liberal cousin you have that you see every year at Thanksgiving. Everyone needs to be a Daily Wire member. Join the fight right now. Inauguration celebration, 47% off. Here's a little snippet of what's coming this week with our DW in DC coverage.
Inauguration Day, January 20th. Watch it with us. Ben Shapiro, Matt Walsh, Michael Knowles, Andrew Klavan, and Jeremy Boring. Live from D.C., Donald Trump's historic second term officially begins. Coverage starts at 8:30 a.m. Eastern. Watch live on Daily Wire Plus.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know I was live right there. I just got caught up in the moment. I'm dancing with Kid Rock right now. If you're not in D.C., don't worry. I feel a little bit bad for anyone who's not here because the vibes here are incredible as we get ready for Donald Trump's victory rally. His last rally before becoming number 47 and his first rally since his election victory back in November. I get a little warm and fuzzy just thinking about it. People are still filing into the arena. It is packed right here in D.C. Just to give you guys an idea of how packed things are, we got here last night and there were already people in line to come to this rally. There were people all night waiting to get to the very front of this arena. It's packed to the gills. Have a look at this video from outside just to get an idea of how many patriots are here in D.C. to celebrate the 47th President, Donald J. Trump. No. All right, welcome back. Again, Donald Trump's victory rally. Any minute, we're going to get you to the stage. Kid Rock kicking us off the way that only Kid Rock can. When I got in here, Billy Ray Cyrus was strumming his guitar, singing some songs, so I'm sure we'll get to hear from him in a little bit. He was just doing a little rehearsing. I got a sneak peek. It was beautiful. Not to brag, I got a sneak peek. But there are people from around the country. There are people from around the world here. Earlier, I got to talk to a family who came from Japan to celebrate Donald Trump. They sent their family, and they're big fans of Donald Trump. To all our viewers in Japan, we love you as well. Thank you for being here. But there was a 70-year-old woman who's spending her 70th birthday today in D.C. from out in California. There are people from Oregon, Illinois, Florida, all over the country. You can hear how fired up people are. And they're even more fired up because Donald Trump is in the building. He's not on stage yet. We'll get you there when he is. But Donald Trump is in the building, and Donald Trump is in D.C. Here is his arrival last night, hopping down from Trump Force One. Soon he won't be flying on that anymore because he'll be on Air Force One. Let's have a look at his arrival.
Thank you, press. Thank you, press. Let's go. Thank you, press.
That is Donald Trump arriving in D.C. Again, I'm sorry if I'm yelling into the microphone. I can't hear anything. And this is as much fun as I've had covering politics that I can remember. I was on the campaign trail. I was at debates. I was at a dozen plus Trump rallies. I was in Iowa, New Hampshire for the primaries. I have not felt energy like this. I was at the RNC. It didn't compare to this. People are fired up, and we thank you guys for joining us here on the Daily Wire stream. DW is in DC. And again, for our new viewers, 47% off a Daily Wire membership. That's what you can get this week to celebrate the 47th president. So go to dailywire.com/subscribe. Use code 47. You'll get 47% off. Join our movement fighting back against the legacy media and their control that they've had for so long. That is what you're doing when you join the Daily Wire. A lot more coming your way tonight. Again, you got Donald Trump, J.D. Vance, Elon Musk, Dana White, Megyn Kelly, Charlie Kirk, Hulk Hogan, Billy Ray Cyrus. The Village people are going to be singing YMCA. I might even start doing the Trump dance with Donald Trump. I won't do that. I don't want you guys to have to watch me do that. But people are getting fired up. Donald Trump now giving a message up on the video screen. He just said, quite frankly, Kid Rock is insane and amazing. And I agree with you, Donald Trump. Donald Trump last night, though, for his triumphant return to D.C., had a little bit of a party at Trump Golf Club in Northern Virginia. Look at this fireworks show that greeted he and Melania when he got there. Let's have a watch. Love the sight of the fireworks, the patriotism, and I don't know if science can actually study this, but I think that scientists will conclude that this is the most patriotic place in the history of mankind. I saw a man earlier who cut himself, and his blood was literally red, white, and blue. I said, "Sir, is something wrong with you? I think you might have a medical condition." He said, "No, I'm just a patriot." It was amazing. Kid, don't worry, there's no one bleeding red, white, and blue. But spontaneously, people have just been singing the national anthem, God Bless America, God Bless USA. In line, people were just breaking into the national anthem. It was awesome. Kid Rock here still getting things going. But it's worth pointing out the juxtaposition between Donald Trump's term in office and Joe Biden's, and what the Democrats have seen. The Republican Party and Donald Trump have embraced patriotism. There is an unashamed, unabashed vibe, unashamed, unabashed pride in our country, and the amount of American flags that we've seen here in the city has been incredible. And as part of that patriotism, I was walking down front by the stage before the arena filled up, and right down front, the first 3 rows, all of them were reserved. I thought, who's this going to be? Is it going to be foreign dignitaries? Are there going to be senators in these seats? Is it going to be celebrities? Who's it going to be? The front 3 rows were reserved for Medal of Honor recipients and Gold Star families. That is who was in the front row for Donald Trump's victory rally tonight. That is who he wanted sitting front and center. So we're going to be very interested in whether he honors them tonight, what that reception will be like. We know Donald Trump has a close relationship with many of the Gold Star families, but they are front and center here tonight. And as part of that trend of Donald Trump honoring our military veterans, first responders, and active duty service members, Trump took a visit this morning, right before coming over to this rally, to Arlington National Cemetery. Here he is at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. Have a watch. Very, very powerful stuff. Trump, Vance, Usha Vance, Melania Trump also walking through Arlington Cemetery, laying wreaths, visiting a number of troops there and soldiers. So that is what Donald Trump and J.D. Vance were doing before their big party night. Gives you an idea of their priorities. Very inspiring stuff. Now, while the city is obviously fired up for Donald Trump, while the city has been taken over by MAGA patriots here to celebrate, not everyone is here to celebrate. Not everyone is getting in on the party. As you can imagine, there are some protesters here. Now, these protests are nothing like 2016 when Antifa was taking over the streets and liberals were burning down cities and entire blocks because they were so angry at the supposed fascist Hitler coming into office. These protests aren't like that. It's actually almost kind of sad how lackluster they have been. But there are still some protesters here because yesterday in D.C. was the Women's March. Or I should correct myself. It's the People's March. It's no longer the Women's March because they, as Matt Walsh showed, can no longer define what a woman is. So to make their march more inclusive, it's the People's March. Daily Wire reporter Mary Margaret Olahan was brave enough to attend the People's March. But ladies and gentlemen, it was not pretty. Let's have a listen to some of those protesters here in D.C.
How do you feel about this next administration?
Like he should be in jail. Masculinity is part of the patriarchy. It's also connected to misogyny, racism, colonialism. They're all dovetailed together.
The Lincoln Riley bill is an immigrant bashing bill that has to be defeated now.
Do you know who Laken Riley is?
When I read it, I kind of retained the information, but I didn't retain it.
What issue are you the most concerned about when it comes to this next admin?
I think for us, it's just gay rights in general. I know there's worry that Trump will try to overturn the right to gay marriage and things like that, and that's probably the most concerning to us just because of our life.
Hukuk el Mara here, Hukuk el Insan, which is Arabic for women's rights or human rights. So
Women don't have very good rights in Arabic-speaking countries, though, do they?
I mean, I guess I would say that women's rights can be improved everywhere, and I don't think that in those countries that happen to be Arabic majority speakers, I don't think that's the reason why the women there are maybe worse off than other places. But I would say people should not be afraid of Arabic or women, and so that's why I wanted to do this sign in Arabic.
Which rights are you most concerned about being taken away?
I mean, between healthcare, abortion rights, LGBT rights, immigration rights, I think that there's just been a lot of problems, and I'm not sure that any of it's going to get solved. So
You wouldn't consider yourself toxic, would you?
I try not to be, but there's also a lot of unconscious bias that I'm trying to learn about every day.
Ladies and gentlemen, I regret to inform you that they're not sending their best. The Women's March, the People's March as they're now calling it, they're not sending their best, as you can see. But not everyone there at the protest was there to decry the supposed fascism of Donald Trump. Not everyone was there to shriek at the sky in horror at what is coming the next 4 years. There were thankfully some people there that were doing a positive thing, that were sharing the gospel with those in attendance. This was my favorite attendee of the Women's March protest. Have a listen to this gentleman.
So why are you carrying this cross?
I'm pointing people to Jesus, just sharing the message of Christ. And inauguration weekend, a lot of people here, so we found out about the People's March this morning, so we came here just to share the love of Christ.
And what do you think of the People's March?
I think people are broken, and I think people are searching, and they're wanting something more than what they have right now, and the only thing that can fill their heart is Christ.
Are the people here being nice to you?
Not all of them, but Jesus loves every person, so we come with the same love that Christ has for every person. Even no matter how they treat us, no matter how many people yell at us, cuss at us, scream at us. Jesus loves everyone. He really does.
Amen. Love that guy. So we are going to join, or have you guys now join the stage where Kid Rock is performing. We'll be back. We've got Donald Trump, J.D. Vance, Elon Musk, Hulk Hogan, Billy Ray Cyrus, the Village People, all of them and more. They're coming soon. Let's head over to the stage so you guys can get in on the party. Kid Rock, take it away.
That's how it ought to be. Being young in the land of the free. Yeah, she's got me feeling like, oh, she got me feeling like, oh, oh, and go out a minute to pedal down kind of thing. A little bit of fun, some blues, a little gangster smooth, a sweet emotion that's raining all over me. Give me that heart, give me that soul, give me that heart, give me that soul. 3, 4. American rock and roll. American rock and roll. I am your voice. My name is King. It's King, baby. Yeah. Come on. I am your voice. I am good. Yeah, it's all in fun. Get in the pit and try to love somebody. Love someone. Mainstream media can suck my blood. For grits when there ain't enough eggs to cook. And for TV Cooper and the money he took. You can look for answers, but that ain't fun. Get in the pit and try to love someone. We just came to get on down and give it to me now. Let me hear you say yeah. Come on and say yeah. Rock on! Where my people at? We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. And if you think that's worth fighting for, then say fight, 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 fight. Woo! Got you on the chain. Love someone. Thank you so much. God bless you all. God bless President Trump, J.D. Vance. And of course, God bless these United States of America.
Please welcome to the stage Puerto Rican singer and rapper Anuel AA and American singer and songwriter Justin Quiles.
Let freedom ring. Let the white dove sing. Let the whole world know that today is the day of a reckoning. Let the weak be strong.
Good afternoon, DC. Good afternoon, world. First off, I want to thank President Trump for having us here. I speak on behalf of all the Spanish community. I'm so happy that everybody, the whole Spanish community, it wasn't that like we just spoke and they really voted for They didn't win for no. A lot of people went against us once we spoke for Trump on Trump's behalf, and I'm so happy now that they saw the results and that everybody ignored a lot of attacks that Trump was receiving. Everybody was trying to dirty his image, and all that was in vain. I want to thank my Spanish community. We stood tall, we stood together. Now we have the strongest president of all time taking care of us. I know this 4 years is going to be one hell of a run. I know he's going to do a lot of great things for the whole Spanish community. Especially, we're going to make America great again. I just want to make this super clear. Trump is the strongest president that we ever had. And I'm just happy we in good hands. There's nothing better than to have a strong president taking care of the strongest nation in the whole world.
Hello, America. Hello, Washington. So you're probably wondering what these two Puerto Rican artists are doing here. Well, it all started in Georgetown, Pennsylvania, during the president's campaign, where we showed our support to the president and made sure our Latino community came through and showed lots of love to Mr. President Trump so we can get that W. I'm glad to be here just like everybody else up here. I always say I love President Trump because he's not a puppet, you know? I love that about him. And this was my first time voting for any president in the United States, so, you know, first time voter, so I'm glad I give that vote to Mr. Trump, and me and Anuel AA are here supporting. Que viva Puerto Rico, and let's make America great again!
Congratulations, President Trump.
Please welcome to the stage, recipient of the National Medal of Arts and Academy and Golden Globe winner, acting legend, Jon Voight.
Hi, everybody. What an honor it is for me to be up here in front of you great men and women who've all come here to celebrate the greatest win of all time. The greatest win of all time. The victory we were all fighting for to save our country, our democracy. And I'm so grateful that I'm able to say that Donald J. Trump is the 47th President of the United States of America. And now he will make America thrive again. He will make America great again, safe again. And we, the people, will honor our flag again. The red, white, and the blue, and for which it stands, one nation under God, with liberty and justice for all. Donald J. Trump fought hard to save this country, and now he will bring God back to our nation's truths. He will make her thrive again. He will save the greatest country, America the Beautiful. I'm proud to call the President of the United States my friend. Our friend. My hero. Our hero. A man who never gave up on the American people. And we, the people, never gave up on him. God bless Donald Trump. And may God watch over him, and may he be sworn into the White House with the blessings of the Almighty. God bless. God bless everybody. It's great to be with you. Much love. I love you.
Please welcome to the stage Senior Advisor to President Donald J. Trump, Stephen Miller.
In just one more day, just one more day, it's goodbye Joe Biden, goodbye Kamala Harris, goodbye Democrats, and hello to the golden age of America, and welcome back Donald J. Trump. It's been 4 long years. It's felt like 400 years. 4 years of weakness. 4 years of humiliation and embarrassment. 4 years of persecution. 4 years of inflation, poverty, incompetence. 4 years of betrayal. 4 years of wide open, undefended, unprotected, open borders. But tomorrow, at 12 p.m., that's all going to end. Because after 4 years of fighting, after 4 years of struggle, after 4 years of pain and, yes, suffering, after 4 years of trials, we are now at the dawn of our greatest victory. And each and every one of you shares in this victory. Your hopes, your dreams, your sweat, your sacrifice, your devotion, and those of millions of patriots around this country has delivered America to this moment where we can proudly say that the 47th President of the United States is Donald J. Trump. And the Vice President of the United States is J.D. Vance. America, ladies and gentlemen, is about to become strong again. It's about to become proud again. It's about to become free again. And it's about to be a country that is respected by every other nation around the world. They're not going to kick us around. They're not going to abuse us. They're not going to exploit us, because they know if you mess with America, then you're going to have to deal with President Donald Trump. And Donald Trump will never apologize for this country. Donald Trump will never, ever, ever allow other countries to dictate to us, to tell us how to run our economy, to tell us how to police our borders. Because Donald Trump believes in two simple but powerful words, and those words are America first. Let me remind you of all that transpired to arrive us at this moment. The Democrat Party and the radical left did everything in their power to try to put President Trump in jail. They lied about him, they framed him, they smeared him, they defamed him, they indicted him, they tried to imprison him and to take away his freedom, to take away his family, to take away his business, to take away your voice, your future, to take away your hopes, your dreams, your government, your country. And Donald Trump nearly lost his life on a stage in Butler, Pennsylvania, and then again a few short weeks later. And no matter what they threw at him, no matter the danger, no matter the horrors, no matter the abuse, no matter the corruption, the persecution, no matter how much the broken system tried to stop that man, he would not be stopped. Because he has always been fighting for you. He has always been fighting for all of us. And what is that going to look like come Monday afternoon? It's going to mean an executive order ending the border invasion, sending the illegals home, and taking America back. It's going to mean the eradication of the criminal cartels and the foreign gangs who are preying on our people. And it's going to mean justice for every American citizen who has lost a loved one to an illegal alien. It's going to mean justice for Laken Riley. It's going to mean justice for Jocelyn Nungary. It's going to mean justice for every precious soul stolen from us by Joe Biden's open border. Accountability is coming. Justice is coming. The whole federal bureaucracy is about to learn that they don't work for themselves, they work for you, they work for President Trump, and they work for the American people. We are about to get our country back and our democracy back. And we are about to have a government at every level that is fighting for you, your family, and your future, lowering the cost of living, lowering the cost of health care, defeating inflation, getting criminal thugs off our streets and behind bars so that our kids can live in safety. We're not going to walk over piles of needles to take our kids to the park. And we're not going to let the radical left indoctrinate our children into believing there's 435 genders. Because President Trump knows there are men and there are women. And it is not up to you whether you're a man or a woman. That's a decision that's made by God, and it can't be changed. So I ask all of you to embrace this moment for all it represents and everything it means. It's about the triumph of the everyday citizen over a corrupt and broken system. Over the last not just 4 but 8 years, the MAGA movement has been fighting against every single force that has been decaying, destroying, and decimating our society. It's been fighting the corrupt special interests, the corrupt foreign governments, the weaponized bureaucracy at the FBI and the DOJ and the intelligence community, and it's been fighting a political class that cares only for itself. And they were so sure they were going to beat us. They were so sure they were going to stop Donald Trump. They were so sure that they were going to crush this movement out of existence. And yet, here we stand today, and MAGA is stronger, more powerful, more united, and more determined than ever before. And Donald J. Trump is about to save this country. And we are about to live in a land where once again, the dreams of America's sons, the dreams of America's daughters, the dreams of America's moms and dads are the dreams that will power and propel this country, this government, and this future. So I want each and every one of you, and I want your families, and I want your children to take this opportunity to feel the pride and the joy and the exuberance in knowing that the American people won. We still control this country. We still control this future. We still control this government. And we are about to inaugurate as the 47th president our champion, Donald J. Trump. Thank you. God bless you, and God bless America.
Please welcome to the stage journalist, political commentator, media personality, and host of The Megyn Kelly Show, Megyn Kelly.
There in that weather and all these hours to get in here today. As Stephen Miller said, we have 20 hours until our long national nightmare is over. We're almost there. By the way, Stephen Miller, if you like what Trump did at the border, you have that guy to thank in large part. That's the guy. He's the magic behind the man. And he's back, thank God. Him and Tom Homan together. The goodness, Scott Pressler, good to see you. The goodness that is about to rain down on us after Trump is inaugurated tomorrow is already starting, and I've got to tell you, I am so pumped up about it. Things are already happening in anticipation of Trump being sworn in, like Facebook and McDonald's getting rid of their DEI programs. Good for you, McDonald's workers. Looking at you, Kamala Harris. Really? No, not really. Wasn't true. You got universities from University of Michigan to North Carolina to all the public universities in Iowa, all the public universities in Texas getting rid of DEI. You have got, yes, you've got a bill that passed the House this week, the Protection of Women and Girls in Sports Act. Yes. Now, it passed once before, but this time we control the Senate. We have a much better shot. Still have to get 60 votes to get a vote. We're looking good. You've got a judge who struck down Joe Biden's disgusting changes to Title IX, which has been stopped in its tracks, and it will be killed entirely, those changes, as soon as Trump gets in there. Have no doubt whatsoever. Good things are happening all around the country. Pete Hegseth was testifying this week that military recruiting is already going up in anticipation of their new commander-in-chief. The deal in Gaza, right before Trump takes office, as he said, if it's not done by the time I get there, all hell is going to break loose. The goodness just keeps on coming. I woke up this morning, I was 2 inches taller, a pound thinner, and I had skin like Jennifer Lopez. That last one's not true. Okay, speaking of J.Lo, how happy are you that her candidate lost? It's so delightful. These Hollywood celebrities who get up there and try to tell us how to vote, really? I mean, like those celebrities who know nothing about anything. All J.Lo knows about what to do is to ruin marriages. She's an expert at that. Why does she have to try to ruin the country too? So goodbye, J.Lo. It didn't work out for you. Goodbye, Meryl Streep, who showed up at that Oprah event saying, "Oh, Madam President," to Kamala Harris. Madam President. How'd that work out? About as well as her comment that Harvey Weinstein was God. And maybe we should stop listening to her. Maybe we shouldn't be going to her for our political advice. And then he had Oprah herself. Oprah, she'll interview you if you pay her $1 million too. Yeah, it's a low fee of $1 million to sit down with Oprah Winfrey, apparently. That's what the Harris campaign paid her production company, she says. And for that, you know what you get? You get Oprah yelling at you. Kamala Harris! Why are you doing that? So calm down, madam. Didn't work out for her either. But of course, the fakest person involved on that side of the aisle was the woman at the top, Kamala Harris herself. Thank you, who pretended that she wasn't the border czar, who pretended that she was middle class, who pretended that she was smart. And the American people did not buy it. Every time you turned around, this woman was doing something faker than the last. Right? Her fake Jamaican accent, her fake Eastern European accent, her fake Spanish accent. It was like spending a day at Joe Biden's southern border. Non-stop, right? We gonna win. It's not how it went, right? But my favorite was the preacher accent. Joy cometh in the morning. She wasn't wrong about that. It came at about 1:22 a.m. on election night when the election was called for Donald J. Trump. I felt it. I've been thinking so much about Trump, especially today and this week. I know you have too. Praying for him, praying for his family, thankful to them. I mean, think about it. I interviewed Trump about a year plus ago and asked him, why are you doing this? You could be in Scotland, you could be at your golf courses. It's because he loves the country. And he wasn't done yet. And we're not done with him. So God bless him and the family for making this sacrifice and doing public service. Same with J.D. Vance and the cabinet members, all of whom need our prayers and support. But I'm also thinking of all of you. I'm thinking about you. I'm thinking about Americans who got us here. Because the things that Trump is accomplishing already, some of the things I mentioned in anticipation of him taking office, that ball got rolling, yes, with Trump, but also with regular American people who stood up here, there, and everywhere to make a difference in their own communities. I'm thinking about people like Jody Shaw. You probably don't know that name. But Jody Shaw was an administrative worker at Smith College. She didn't make a lot of money, single mom, 2 kids. And in late 2020, early 2021, she had it with the DEI nonsense at Smith. So she made a Facebook video and she posted it. And little Jody Smith, who is sweet and quiet and not one to shake the tree, said, I don't want to be forced to talk about my race at work anymore. I don't want to be told that I have implicit bias because I'm white. I don't want to have to enforce segregated dorms. Please stop making me do this. And Smith unleashed holy hell on her. Smith, this super tolerant college, made it, she alleged later, untenable for her to stay. She got forced out of her job. And I'm honestly not sure whether Jody's fully recovered. So she got hurt. And she got hurt for all of you and for us and for the rest who are at Smith. She's a hero. Jody Smith is a genuine hero for doing this. But it wasn't just Jody. I mean, I'm thinking about people like Andrew Gutman, who had a daughter at a posh school on the Upper East Side of Manhattan and pulled her, but he didn't go quietly. He wrote a scathing letter, ripping them to shreds for what they're doing to us with this race essentialism nonsense. He went out with a bang and he made sure other parents knew what the problem was. Jason Riley of the Wall Street Journal, you may see him on Fox News sometimes, and his wife Naomi Schaefer Riley, who pulled their mixed race daughters from a school in Rye, New York, and made a point of doing it because that school thought that their mixed race daughters were desperate to talk about their blackness all the time, and they found out the hard way those kids really just wanted to learn math. These battles are being won piece by piece, one at a time. And there are so many others. I'm thinking about the 14-year-old girls in Wisconsin who had an 18-year-old guy come in there naked into their showers after gym. I'm thinking about the young woman in Massachusetts who just wanted to play field hockey and suddenly got all of her teeth knocked out because a boy played for the other team posing as a girl. How do we know about these stories? Because people were outraged. Citizens went to the news. They went to their principals. Girls spoke out one by one and got the ball rolling on change. And change is coming. All of you wearing the MAGA hats. It used to be an act of civil disobedience, right? Yes, sir. Defiance of a registered order that didn't want to hear from you. But wearing that hat for much of the past 8 years has been an act of courage, too. And I know just because you're here, that you had your moments in your own communities, whether it was online or at the bowling alley or at the restaurant or at school, where you stood up for one of these same issues. Where you had to tell somebody you didn't want to be reduced to skin color. Where you said, I prefer the days when we didn't make a thing out of that. Where you had to tell somebody that boys cannot become girls and girls cannot become boys. Those battles, one after the other, have been fought, and this anti-DEI momentum has been built brick by brick, thanks to all of you. And you who listened to Donald Trump, who, when a reporter asked him at a presidential debate in 2015 about some of the language he used, responded by saying, "What I say is what I say. And if you don't like it, too bad." That was more than just a quick comeback. That was a reminder of what America is. In America, we have the right of free speech. We have the right to offend, to provoke, to annoy, and to stand up for what we believe in, even if you find it controversial. We have the right not to use the words you try to force on us, like your preferred pronouns or words like anti-racist or chest feeding. We are reminded of that daily by President Trump, who would never bow to the woke mob. Just ask Brett Kavanaugh, who will be swearing in J.D. Vance tomorrow as he, Kavanaugh, sits in his robes as an Associate Justice of the U.S. Supreme Court. So I thank all of you for being part of the Trump movement and for bringing these changes upon us and for bringing Donald Trump back into the office. And a reminder before I go, stay strong. We haven't won the war. We're winning. We won a bunch of battles, but he's going to need all of you every step of the way. We're going to have to be patient. We're going to have to steel our spines. Do not bend. Never bow. What I say is what I say. God bless you. God bless President Trump. God bless the United States of America.
right, the party's just getting started here at the Trump Victory Rally in Washington, D.C. I'm Cabot Phillips with Daily Wire, and this is DW in D.C. We're bringing you all of the action, and there's a lot more coming. Donald Trump taking the stage any minute now. Before him, though, we will get to hear from Vice President-elect J.D. Vance. Elon Musk is in the house. We've got a slew of other who's who folks from MAGA world. We just heard from Stephen Miller, Megyn Kelly, Kid Rock. We've also got a number of other musical acts. Billy Ray Cyrus is in the house. And of course, Village People will be performing YMCA here in Washington. We've got a lot more coming your way with the Daily Wire wall-to-wall coverage of the inauguration. And of course, because we are celebrating Donald Trump, the 47th president, you can get 47% off a new Daily Wire membership with code 47. Go to dailywire.com/subscribe. Become a Daily Wire member. Get 47% off. Let's get back to the action on stage. Steve Witkoff here, Trump's envoy to the Middle East. We've got a lot more coming your way. Stay tuned with Daily Wire.
The 47th president of the United States, Donald J. Trump. I just received on my phone pictures of the first 3 hostages who were released. We had a great team, but it doesn't happen without Donald J. Trump. The president was responsible for this release, and we all owe him a debt of gratitude, as do all the families. Mr. President, distinguished guests, and my fellow Americans, today we celebrate not just the inauguration of President Donald J. Trump, but the enduring values of American strength and leadership and the vision that he represents. Over the years, I have had the privilege of witnessing firsthand the qualities that define President Trump, not just as a leader, but as a man. His determination to protect the interests of the American people, his bold approach to solving problems, and his relentless pursuit of progress have defined his presidency and inspired millions across the globe. President Trump has always understood that leadership is not about following trends, but about charting a new course. In the face of immense challenges, he has consistently stood firm, driven by a deep belief in the potential of America and its people. Today, his leadership extends beyond our borders, influencing the world in ways that reflect the best of our ideals. Nowhere is this more evident than in the Middle East. Under President Trump's guidance, the Abraham Accords have transformed a region long defined by conflict. Thank you. These historic agreements have brought together nations that once stood divided, fostering cooperation, trade, and understanding. The Accords are a testament to the President's belief that peace is achievable when we approach challenges with strength, clarity, and a shared vision for the future. As the Special Envoy to the Middle East, it is my honor to carry forward this mission on behalf of the President. Thank you. The work we do in this region is not just about diplomacy. It is about creating a legacy of hope, stability, and opportunity. The Middle East is home to extraordinary potential. And through President Trump's leadership, we are unlocking that potential in ways that benefit the region and the entire world. President Trump's achievements are not just a reflection of his policies, but of his core principles. He has always stood for religious freedom, human dignity, and the belief that every individual deserves the chance to succeed. His efforts have strengthened alliances, encouraged economic growth, and ensured that America remains a trusted partner on the global stage. Mr. President, your vision for the Middle East is a reminder that true leadership is about results. You have shown that even in the face of skepticism, progress is possible when we approach challenges with boldness and resolve. The Abraham Accords are not just agreements. They are a blueprint for a future where peace is not the exception, but is the expectation. As we look ahead, the challenges remain significant, but so do the opportunities. Under your leadership, Mr. President, we will continue to expand the circle of peace, strengthen partnerships, and promote prosperity across the world. This is a cause worthy of our efforts, and I am deeply honored to play a role in advancing your vision. I am reminded of the words of Abraham Lincoln, who said, "I am a firm believer in the people. If given the truth, they can be depended upon to meet any national crisis. The great point is to bring them the real facts." Mr. President, you have always trusted the American people with the truth, even when it has been difficult. And you have reminded us all that through honesty, strength, and determination, no challenge is too great. Today we begin a new chapter under your leadership. It is a chapter defined by hope and unity and the belief that America's best days are still ahead. Together we will continue to build on the foundations you have laid, ensuring that your vision for a stronger, safer, and more prosperous world becomes a reality. May God bless you, Mr. President. May God bless the United States of America, and may He guide us all in the pursuit of peace and progress. Thank you. Thank you.
American businessman who is CEO and president of UFC, Dana White.
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I am honored to be here to celebrate President Trump's historic victory. He didn't just win this election, he won it in dominant fashion. With record numbers of Americans from all walks of life. Not only did he win the Electoral College by 86 points, but President Trump was the first Republican candidate in 20 years to win the popular vote. He also made major gains among traditionally Democrat voters by increasing his support with Latin, Asian American, Black, and young voters. So what does that tell us? Democracy is alive and well in this country. And the people have spoke loud and clear. America wants President Trump back in the White House. Think about this. Winning this election after everything that's happened over the last few years is an amazing achievement and an incredible comeback story. Think of all the things President Trump had to go through to get back here. All the powerful forces that tried to take him down. The mainstream media, partisan prosecutors, assassins. It's absolutely insane what this man has been through. And only President Trump could have fought through all those obstacles, all the attacks, and still come out the winner. But you know what? That's just what he is. This guy is a winner. And I say this all the time. He is the toughest, most resilient person that I've ever met, and nothing was going to stop him from fighting so hard for the country he loves. He embodies what being an American is all about. We are the toughest, most resilient people on earth. And nothing can stop us when we unite. To all those Americans who didn't vote for President Trump, and all they know about him is what they hear from the mainstream media, I just want to let you know, he has been an incredibly loyal friend to me for over 2 decades. And not once has he ever asked me for anything in return. And he's proven again and again how tough he is, but he's also a man who truly cares about people. Everything great that has ever happened to me in my career, he's been the first one to reach out and congratulate me. And more importantly, in the hard times, he's been the first one to reach out and let me know if there's anything I need. And all this during a time when he had a laundry list of his own problems he was dealing with. He is the best human being that I have ever known. So America, it's time for us all to put our differences aside, and we can't do that if we continue to focus on all the issues that divide us instead of all the issues that unite us. The fate of this country is tied to the fate of the president. So if you love America, you should want America's president to be successful. If he strengthens our economy, resolves conflict around the world, and makes our streets safe again, we all win. When America's president is respected around the world, we all win. When America succeeds, we all win. Now it's time for us to come together as one nation, the United States. This moment will be a turning point in our history and a triumph for all Americans. Tomorrow, when Donald J. Trump is sworn in as the 47th President of the United States, the great comeback story begins and our country starts winning again. Thank you, America!
Please welcome to the stage members of the First Family, Don Jr., Eric, and Laura Trump.
love you too. We love you, America. We love you, Washington, D.C. So we have two little monsters here that want to do something very special. They want to do the Pledge of Allegiance, which they do every single night. You guys want to take it away?
Yeah. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
That's real America, ladies and gentlemen. That's America. That's what we love about this country. And guys, we as a family love you so much. This is the greatest political movement ever created. And you know what, guys? They tried to stop him. They tried to indict him. They tried to take him down. They raided his home. They went after his children. They tried to bankrupt him. They tried to imprison him. They did everything they could to stop this movement, and they failed. And here we are in Washington, D.C. on this beautiful day, and Donald J. Trump is about to take back the White House. And guys, our country is back. Our country will be respected again. We as Americans will be proud again. America will be feared again. We are going to have the greatest nation on earth. The nonsense ends. The bullshit ends right now. We love you. We love you. We love you. Thank you for having me be such a big part of this journey. I'll truly never ever forget it. Thank you guys. We love you.
Ladies and gentlemen, less than 24 hours from now, we will call Donald Trump President of the United States of America. It's not just what we worked for over the past year or even over the past 4 years. It started the second. A bold, brash businessman from New York City came down the golden escalator in Trump Tower 9.5 years ago, and people said it was impossible. And yet that man is the one who will save not just our country, but will save the entire world. And so I just want to quickly say thank you. Thank you guys for continuing, despite all you heard out there, to believe in Donald Trump, to stand by our family throughout this fight. Thank you for trusting me to be your co-chair of the Republican National Committee. I hope I did you proud. I made promises all over this country when I went and spoke, and I said, you're not going to cheat in this election. And they got upset when I said something around the lines of, if you are a person who wants to cheat in our election, we will find you, we will track you down, and we will prosecute you to the full extent of the law. So I said it louder next time. And this was a free, fair, and transparent election. And if there's one thing I am proud of, it's that we restored the American people's faith in our electoral system this election in 2024. We didn't do it alone. I see someone directly in front of me, Scott Pressler, who helped on that front as well.
We love you, Scott.
But thank you, guys. This has been the honor of all of our lifetimes, to be here and fight alongside of all of you to save this country. The dawn of the golden era of America is tomorrow, right here, starting in Washington, D.C. God bless you guys. We love you. And we are almost there, folks. Thank you, guys.
Hello, America! I have to ask, has anyone ever been this excited for Monday morning to roll around? It's like Christmas, Easter, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, my birthday, all wrapped up into one special day where we can take back our country once and for all. But guys, we could not have done this without all of you. Those who stood steadfast and loyal, who wanted to fight for that next generation, to fight for the incredible aspects of this country that have been squandered, that have been crapped on, that have gone by the wayside. No more. That ends tomorrow at noon. Now, perhaps unfortunately, it took the last 4 years of hell that they put my father through, that they put our family through, that they put all of you through for us to fully understand just how fragile everything we believe in is. But I truly believe the opportunity we have now to start anew, not to keep the old administration from 16 to 20, the bad actors and the can kickers and those who are just trying to wait it out till we get back to normal. But now, with the knowledge of that 4 years, in conjunction with the knowledge of the last 4 years, we can truly make a difference forever. When you look at this cabinet, when you look at the fighters, you see people who truly all believe in the America First movement, and that's what this is about. Putting America first, putting our families first, putting the Constitution first, and putting our children first. So with that, I have to introduce a young lady, my oldest daughter, Kai. Pretty good, Kai, I don't know. With that kind of applause in the Trump family, it creates some problems. But she was with me. She was with me when we found out about my father, her grandfather, and best golfing buddy was shot. And she called me the next morning and said, "Dad, I must speak at the RNC this week. I don't care." And I said to her, "Are you sure you want, your first speech ever, you wanted to be in front of 50,000 people and tens of millions on TV?" And she goes, "I don't care." So I called my dad. I said, "Listen, she wants to do this." And he goes, "Whoa, that's a big one." And he just said, "You know what? That kid is an absolute winner. Let her do it." And that, again, is the fight that we all need in our country. That's what we want for all of our children. So with that, my daughter, Kai.
Hi, everyone. Thank you all for the support for the past decade, and we're looking forward to the next 4 years, and God bless America. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. You are the best. No one will fight harder than my father for all of you. There is no more resilient man in the world than Donald Trump. Every time they tried to take him out, every time they said he was finished and we're moving on, he came back bigger, better, stronger than ever before. And this next 4 years, with this incredible team that we've assembled, is going to be the pièce de résistance. This is going to be it. We're going to win for all of you. So thank you, and God bless.
You're fine, so kind. I'm gonna love this world that you're mine. I took my nails and I put on my thumb.
All right, just there hearing from a number of Donald Trump's family members. The party is still going here at the Donald Trump Victory Rally in Washington, D.C. I'm Cabot Phillips. DW is in D.C. We're bringing you wall-to-wall coverage of the entire inauguration and the entire next 4 years of Donald Trump's presidency. this is where you want to be with us at the Daily Wire. If you're not a member already, you need to become a member. Do it for me. Do it for yourself. You owe it to yourself to become a Daily Wire member. You can get 47% off this week in honor of the 47th president. All you gotta do is go to dailywire.com/subscribe. Use code 47 and you will join our fight for truth and our fight against the lies of the left, the lies of the legacy media. We got a lot of winning to keep track of over the next 4 years, so become a Daily Wire member. But tonight, stay tuned because we have Donald Trump coming any minute now. We're also expecting to hear from Vice President J.D. Vance, Elon Musk, Billy Ray Cyrus. There's a lot more coming your way this evening. Now, one of the things that I've noticed when talking to all of these Trump supporters here, there's hundreds of thousands of Trump supporters that have descended on D.C. I've had many conversations with them, and one of the things I keep hearing is about the vibe shift. They keep saying something is different this go-around. A lot of them saying, hey, I wasn't at the 2016 inauguration. People saying, yeah, I didn't even really vote for him, or maybe I voted for him, but I certainly wasn't going to go out and wear the MAGA hat. But people saying something feels different this year. They said, I had to come for the inauguration. I had to get involved. I had to speak out. And I don't really care what people think about that. And I think there's a broader trend going on where people are saying, I don't care what the media calls me. I don't care what the left calls me. I'm going to make it known what my beliefs are. And there's also a broader vibe shift, to use that term, that we're seeing among the electorate as Donald Trump takes office. You all remember back in 2016 when he was getting ready to become president, there was a lot of uncertainty from voters. People weren't sure what to expect. His approval and favorability ratings were historically low, many people buying into the lies of the media. This time around, though, voters are overwhelmingly supportive of Donald Trump and his policies. That is not an exaggeration. A new poll this week from CBS, not exactly a bastion of right-wing media, CBS found that 60% of voters say they are optimistic for the next 4 years under Donald Trump. 60% of overall voters. For Joe Biden, that number was 58% back in 2020 before he took office. And within that poll, listen to some of these numbers. 30% of Democrats saying they are optimistic for the next 4 years under Donald Trump. I don't know if those 30% are vocal about that with people, but when they're speaking in private, they're telling CBS, I'm optimistic. And get this, the age demographic that said they were the most optimistic for the next 4 years of Trump. It wasn't boomers, it wasn't Gen X, it was 18 to 29-year-olds. 67% of 18 to 29-year-olds in this CBS poll said they were optimistic about the next 4 years of Donald Trump. That is a historic sea change that we've never seen before in 4 years. We've never seen such a shift. Those numbers were down in the high 30s back in 2016. Twice as many young people 4 years later saying they are optimistic about Donald Trump. So there is some sort of vibe shift that is happening. And it's also worth pointing out, it's not just about Trump, it's about his policies. Even more Americans say they support his policies. 87%, according to a recent CBS poll as well. 87%, or no, this was a New York Times poll. Excuse me. New York Times poll. 87% of Americans say they support the deportations of illegal aliens who have committed crimes. 63% said they support deporting anyone who came into the country in the last 4 years. I'm going to say that again. 63% in this New York Times poll of Americans support deporting anyone who came here illegally in the last 4 years. And 55% of Americans support deporting all illegal aliens. Those numbers are unlike anything that we have seen in modern American history. In the early 2000s, even as recently as 2016, the vast majority of Americans did not support those policies. We have seen a rapid shift among the electorate to where people now support Donald Trump's economic and immigration policies. And that is what he is promising on day one. When he takes office tomorrow after the inauguration, he will be heading to the White House, to the executive building, and he will be signing a slew of executive orders that he says will undo Sleepy Joe's legacy, as he says. He'll be signing a number of executive orders securing the border, beginning deportation processes, a number of executive orders on the economy, trade, tariffs. A lot coming tomorrow. Stay tuned here at the Daily Wire as we keep you covered for all of those developments. But this vibe shift, you heard it from the polls. I've heard it from voters here on the ground. Many of you can feel it in your communities. It is real, and it is something that we're feeling in this room tonight. Tens of thousands of Trump supporters gathering here in D.C. for the Trump victory rally. I don't know if you can have a listen to this. Just give yourself a listen to what's going on here. It's just a beautiful noise. Tens of thousands of people chanting USA. No apparent reason. I don't even think there's no one on stage. People just spontaneously chanting USA. It's beautiful. But again, for everyone at home watching, if you're not a Daily Wire member, this is the week to do so, because we are celebrating Donald Trump, the 47th president, with a 47% off deal. It will not last long. Go to dailywire.com/subscribe. Use code 47 at checkout, and you will get 47% off a new Daily Wire membership. We've got a lot more coming your way, but first, if you're just now joining us, there's already been a ton of action going on here at the Trump victory rally. Stephen Miller took the stage, one of Trump's senior advisors, got the crowd fired up. Let's have a listen to that moment earlier.
And it's about to be a country that is respected by every other nation around the world. They're not going to kick us around. They're not going to abuse us. They're not going to exploit us, because they know if you mess with America, then you're going to have to deal with President Donald Trump. And Donald Trump will never apologize for this country. Donald Trump will never, ever, ever allow other countries to dictate to us, to tell us how to run our economy, to tell us how to police our borders. Because Donald Trump believes in two simple but powerful words, and those words are America first.
Stephen Miller had the crowd fired up. People here are eagerly waiting the appearance of Donald Trump. He is in the building. His press secretary, or press communications secretary, I should say, Margot Martin, tweeting earlier that Donald Trump has arrived. He is here, and I do believe that Lee Greenwood is about to take the stage. Who am I to keep you from hearing the man, the myth, the legend, Lee Greenwood? Let's all sing along.
Well, all the things were gone. I'd worked for all my life, and I had to start again. Just my children and my wife. Thank my lucky stars to be living here today, 'cause the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
Ladies and gentlemen, President Donald J. Trump.
From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea, from Detroit down to Houston and New York to LA. There's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say that I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. Ladies and gentlemen, the 47th President of the United States, Donald J. Trump.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. We won. We won. Thank you very much, everybody. What a good feeling. We like winning, don't we, huh? We're going to make our country greater than ever before. Hello, Washington, and hello, America. We're all over America. I'm thrilled to be back with so many friends, supporters, and true American patriots on the eve of taking back our country. That's what we're going to do, take back our country. Tomorrow at noon, the curtain closes on 4 long years of American decline, and we begin a brand new day of American strength and prosperity, dignity and pride. Bringing it all back. Once and for all, we're going to end the reign of a failed and corrupt political establishment in Washington, a failed administration. We're not going to take it anymore. We're going to stop the invasion of our borders. We're going to reclaim our wealth. We're going to unlock the liquid gold that's right under our feet, liquid gold. We're going to bring back law and order to our cities. We're going to restore patriotism to our schools, get radical left, woke ideologies the hell out of our military and out of our government. And we are going to make America great again. I want to thank the tens of thousands of incredible men and women who have come from all over the nation to take part in this very special moment. And I just heard in watching some of the coverage that there are rallies like this taking place all over the country. People are happy. People are happy. It's been a long time. None of this would have been possible without you and the millions of hardworking citizens who have joined our cause. You know, right over there, just noticed a group of beautiful ladies, beautiful women from North Carolina, right here, too. I don't know how the hell they've been to 167 rallies. You believe it? You think their husbands are happy about that? I don't know. But they look beautiful. They're incredible people, and they love our country. Thank you very much. Then up here I see we have front row Joes all over the place. Uncle Sam, Mr. Wall. Oh, boy. But we've been through so much together, and for the next 4 years, I will fight for you every single day. We're going to be fighting for you. This is the greatest political movement in American history. And 75 days ago, we achieved the most epic political victory our country has ever seen. That's what they say. We won the popular vote for the first time of any Republican in many, many years. We swept all 7 swing states by big numbers. We won Pennsylvania, we won Georgia, we won North Carolina, we won Michigan, we won Wisconsin, we won Arizona, we won Nevada. We won them all by historic margins, and we won the great state of Florida by 13 points. Nobody's done that ever. And a record that will never be broken. All 50 states shifted toward the Republican Party, the first time that that's ever happened. All 50 states. We won the largest number of African American voters in Republican Party history. We won more Hispanic American votes than any Republican has ever gotten before by a lot. And we won Latino men and women, and on top of that, youth, men, women, urban, suburban, rural, and people from everywhere in between are joining us in record numbers. We've never had anything like this. Too big to rig, that's what I used to say. Too big to rig. We made it too big. Oh, and they tried. They tried. It was too big. Around 9:02, they just said, let's get the hell out of here. This isn't working. They were swamped, to put it nicely. We also took back the U.S. Senate. We had some great people running. And the House Republicans won their largest popular vote majority in presidential year since 1928. We had a lot of people voting. So the Senate, the House Republicans, we got all 3 of them. A little bit close on those 2. Senate's in great shape. House Republicans, actually, they both have great leaders. They both have great people heading. John Thune is fantastic. And if you look at Mike Johnson, he's got a pretty tight majority, but actually it's very tight, but it's very good because we vote unified. We're really voting unified, and so it doesn't make much difference. In the election of 2024, which will be the most consequential election in American history, we not only won a mandate, but we built a new American majority that will lead our country to unparalleled success for generations to come. That's what we want to do. And someday, in 30 years from now, 40 years from now, 50 years from now, some of these young people are going to say, I remember Donald Trump, he did a good job. He set us on his way. He told us, he gave us a path. Our new administration will inherit disasters at home and abroad, an economy plagued by inflation and high interest rates, a catastrophic border crisis. Nobody can believe they let people in. They have an open border policy. Do you think that makes sense? Open borders. Anybody wants to. Jails, prisons, mental institutions, gangs being emptied right through that ugly open border, a government that cannot care for its citizens in a time of emergency. Look at what's happening in Los Angeles. Look at what's happening in North Carolina. They've treated them so badly. In a planet on the brink of World War III. It's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. But starting tomorrow, I will act with historic speed and strength and fix every single crisis facing our country. We have to do it. We're not going to have a country now. Before even taking office, you are already seeing results that nobody expected to see. Everyone is calling it I don't want to say this, it's too braggadocious, but we'll say it anyway, the Trump effect. It's you're the effect. Since the election, the stock market has surged and small business optimism has soared a record 41 points to a 39-year high. Bitcoin has shattered one record high after another. The major investment company known as DeMac, the properties, has announced that it will be investing between $20 and $40 billion in the United States, and SoftBank, another great company, has pledged between $100 and $200 billion. These are all investments that are only being made because of the fact that we won the election. Going to create jobs for hundreds of thousands, even millions of Americans. Today I spoke with Tim Cook of Apple. He said they're going to make a massive investment in the United States because of our big election win. And as of today, TikTok is back. So, you know, I did a little TikTok thing. We have a guy, TikTok Jack. He's a young kid, like 21 years old. And we hired this guy, and I went on TikTok. Can you believe what I'll do to win an election? And we went on TikTok, and Republicans have never won the young vote, the youth vote. They win a lot of votes, but they never won the youth vote. We won the youth vote by 36 points. So I like TikTok. I like it. I like it. I had a slightly good experience, wouldn't you say? Romney lost it by 40 points. Not so long ago, we won it by 36 points. That's a very big spread. But I said we need to save TikTok because we're talking about a tremendous... Who in this audience goes with TikTok? Many? Yeah, very popular. And frankly, we have no choice. We have to save it. A lot of jobs. We don't want to give our business to China. We don't want to give our business to other people. And I said, you know, TikTok without my approval, meaning the president's approval, because Congress gave the president the right to make a deal, do whatever he wants. And they did that a long time ago when they had a different president. They didn't know that I was going to be the president, I guess. So I said, very simply, a joint venture. So if TikTok is worth nothing, zero, without an approval, you know, if you don't approve, they're out of business, they're worth nothing. If you do approve, they're worth like $1 trillion. They're worth some crazy number. So I said, I'll approve, but let the United States of America own 50% of TikTok. I'm approving on behalf of the United States. So they'll have a partner, the United States, and they'll have a lot of bidders, and the United States will do what we call a joint venture. And there's no risk. We're not putting up any money. All we're doing is giving them the approval, without which they don't have anything. So, I don't know, it sounds like that works. What do you think? Good? I think so. So whether you like TikTok or not, we're going to make a lot of money. Perhaps most beautiful of all, this week we achieved an epic ceasefire agreement as a first step toward lasting peace in the Middle East. And this agreement could only have happened as a result of our historic victory in November. That was some victory. Was that great? I don't even know which was greater, 2016 or this one. I think this one. Look, Honest Abe Lincoln. We have Honest Abe. We have Uncle Sam. You know, Uncle Sam shook my hand about 2 months ago. He's got the strongest grip I've ever. You are a strong man. I said, what the hell was that? But I'm glad to report that the first hostages have just been released. And who knows what's going to happen? I know that Biden is saying that they made the deal. Well, you know, I mean, that deal should have, first of all, it would have never happened if I were president. Would have never happened. There was not even a thought of it. Iran was broke. They had no money for Hezbollah. They had no money for Hamas. They had no money. They were broke, totally broke, and they would have never done anything. But they did it, you know. I like to think back to the past. I said, if only the election weren't rigged, all the things that would have happened, that would have been so good. But it was. We're not going to let that happen again. I want to thank my friend Steve Witkoff, who I think is here. I know he made a beautiful speech. I heard he made a great speech. But he's an amazing guy. I said, I got to get myself a negotiator. We have to get a good negotiator. A lot of guys are knowledgeable, but they can't negotiate. They don't have the personality or whatever. And Steve does, and Steve's a great negotiator, very successful guy. But he's our new special envoy to the Middle East for helping reach this great breakthrough, and really couldn't have been done without Steve. Where is Steve Witkoff? Is he around here someplace? Because he was so great. There he is. Hello, Steve. Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Steve. What a job. Our incoming administration has achieved all of this in the Middle East in less than 3 months without being president. We've achieved more without being president than they've achieved in 4 years with being president. But just imagine all of the good things that we will accomplish together with 4 more years in the White House. And we're going to do a lot of things. You're going to see something tomorrow. You're going to see executive orders that are going to make you extremely happy. Lots of them. Lots of them. We have to set our country on the proper course. By the time the sun sets tomorrow evening, the invasion of our borders will have come to a halt, and all the illegal border trespassers will in some form or another be on their way back home. Think of it. We've allowed millions and millions of people into our country through open borders. No checks, no vetting, no anything. Millions and millions of people. And lots of those people are murderers. 52% of them killed more than one person. Other than that, they're quite fine. They're nice people. These are rough people. Remember, I used to say these people are rough. And they would say, no, these are illegal immigrants. They're very safe. I said, they're not safe. Look at what's happened with Venezuela, where they're sending these gangs in and they're taking over apartment complexes in Colorado and then cutting off the fingers of a man who had the nerve and desire to call the police. He said, you want to call the police? Bah, guess what? You have no fingers. These are rough people, and they're getting the hell out of our country. They're out. The border security measures I will outline in my inaugural address tomorrow will be the most aggressive, sweeping effort to restore our borders the world has ever seen. You know, we had the best, safest border in the history of our country. You remember that with the great chart that I put up. I don't even know if they have that chart now. Maybe they do. These guys are good. Maybe they do. Who the? I don't know. I didn't tell them I was going to do this. I didn't tell, but we have some very good people, but I didn't say. But we had a chart, and I looked to my right, and then they said, ooh, that was it. That hurt. What the hell was that? I still have that throbbing feeling in my ear. Oh, there it is. Look at it. These people are amazing. I didn't tell them I was doing that. That's fantastic. Yeah, it's all over the place. I love that. That is the most beautiful piece of paper I've ever seen in my life. But if you look at that chart and you look at the red arrow on the bottom, that's the single lowest we ever had in history, at least recorded history, of illegals pouring into our country. We had done a great job. And then they took over, and look what happened. It's like an Elon Musk rocket ship going up. That reminds me of Elon, his rocket ships. Look at that. Look at the difference. And it just continued and continued, and we're taking in people that shouldn't be here. They come in from prisons, from jails. They shouldn't be here. Mental institutions. I used to mention, and the press would always excoriate me, I'd say the late, great Hannibal Lecter came into our country today. Silence of the Lamb. Anybody see that movie? Lovely movie. And when people went to the voter booth, they said, we don't want Hannibal Lecter in our country. The press would say, why is he bringing up Hannibal Lecter? That was a fictitious character. Actually, they're not so fictitious. We have people in our country that are probably worse that we allowed in. But we will quickly reestablish control of our sovereign territory and borders. We will expel every single illegal alien, gang member, and migrant criminal operating on American soil and remove the savage gang Tren de Aragua from the United States. Here's a little video for you to see about this gang. Go ahead.
Deadly consequences.
Border crisis. Record high crossings are putting a strain on cities across America. It is a full-blown invasion.
Armed Venezuelan gang members storming an apartment complex in Aurora, Colorado.
When people talk about lack of crime, this is what they're talking about.
San Antonio, Texas, just one of the latest cities to have apartment complexes taken over by members of the Venezuelan gang.
Biden and Harris had created a program to bring them in under humanitarian parole.
I am in favor of saying that we're not going to treat people who are undocumented across the border as criminals.
More than 13,000 illegal immigrants convicted of murder have been released into the United States.
My 20-year-old daughter, Kayla Hamilton, was murdered in her own room. Kayla's murderer was apprehended by Border Patrol crossing illegally into the U.S.
Kayla's murderer had been improperly released into the United States.
Abolish ICE. Yeah, we need to probably think about starting from scratch.
More than a dozen people suspected of being Tren de Aragua gang members right here in San Antonio.
The gang members had been terrorizing the apartment complex.
New details in the murder of Laken Riley. The illegal immigrant suspect, who cops say committed the heinous murder, is a Venezuelan national.
And was paroled and released into the country by the Biden administration.
If they'd all been properly vetted, that probably wouldn't have happened.
2 men investigators say are in the country illegally from Venezuela are charged with capital murder in the death of Jocelyn Nungaray.
Martinez and Angel wrapped his arms around Jocelyn's neck, took off her pants, and climbed on top of her. Later strangled Jocelyn to death and then tied up her hands and feet.
Court documents suggest a group of men arrested for beating and robbing a Dallas woman last month are members of a Venezuelan street gang.
The men threatened to cut off her fingers if she did not cooperate. Manuel Hernandez was booked by Colleyville police just 2 days earlier and released the day before the robbery.
A Peruvian gang leader who is wanted for 23 murders, who was arrested by Border Patrol near Roma, Texas, then released into America.
That's what we allowed in, and they're nice people compared to some of them. They're nicer than others. These are really vicious people, gang members, and many, many people from prisons. And crime all over the world is down. You know why? Because they got their criminals into the United States of America. You look at Venezuela, they've emptied their prisons into our country. Many other places the same. I would have done the same if I headed up any of the countries. I know most of those guys are smart. They're leaders. They are smart, streetwise people. As soon as I heard they were going to have open borders, I said, if you do that, every prison all over the world is going to be emptied out into our country. They come in from the Congo. The Congo's big on emptying their prisons. The only thing good about it is they make our criminals look like really nice people. These people are vicious people all over the world, not just South America, all over the world they come. From mental institutions and from jails and prisons. With our actions tomorrow, my administration will deliver justice for every family whose loved one has been stolen from them by migrant crime, including Laken Riley, Rachel Morin, Jocelyn Nungaray, Kayla Hamilton, and every other precious American soul that we have lost to these animals. Their memories will live in the hearts forever, in our hearts forever, and we will never, ever forget them. And their contribution, I told their mothers who were devastated, their parents, their fathers, they're devastated. They'll never be the same. They'll never be the same. But I said, your daughter has made a major contribution. Your son has made a major contribution. There are hundreds and even thousands of victims of this horrible atrocity. And you add those numbers to the numbers of crime that we're already going through the roof, and it's something that you wouldn't even believe. Do you remember I did the debate, and I had David Muir from ABC saying, no, crime has gone down. I said, no, it's gone through the roof. Crime has gone through the roof, David. No, crime has gone down. I said it's gone through the roof. And then he goes, I disagree with that. The next day they announced that crime was up like 40%. This guy is, the whole thing is so bad. You can't even imagine how anybody could, before these things of, think of it, open borders, prisons, and mental institutions, men playing in women's sports, transgender for everyone. Transgender. And very soon we'll begin the largest deportation operation in American history, larger and even larger than President Dwight Eisenhower, who has the record right now. And we're going to end the Biden war on American energy and unleash our energy resources to quickly defeat inflation and achieve the lowest cost of energy and electricity on earth. And we're going to be using our emergency powers to allow countries and entrepreneurs and people with a lot of money build big plants, AI plants. We need double the energy that we already have, and it's going to end up being more than that. And we're going to slash the regulations, environmental regulations that are really put in there in order to stop progress in this country. We're going to also slash something else, the waste in our bloated federal bureaucracy. We will create the new Department of Government Efficiency, headed by a gentleman named Elon Musk, who's here someplace. I don't know where the hell he is. He's here someplace. Come here, Elon. Did you see his rocket yesterday? It was captured. And X is with him. X. Come on, Elon. Say a couple of words.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. President. Sorry, little X just followed me on the stage here. He's a very enthusiastic supporter, as you can see. Woo! Yeah. So we're looking forward to making a lot of changes, and you know this victory is the start, really. What matters going forward is to actually make significant changes, cement those changes, and set the foundation for America to be strong for a century, for centuries, forever. So. And make America great again. Yeah. So, yeah. So anyway, we're gonna do great things here. Thank you.
Thank you, Elon. You know, I always say we have to be protective of our geniuses because we don't have too many, but that one is a good one. Now, I watched his rocket come down about 3 months ago, and I thought it was crashing. I was talking to somebody on the phone. By the way, same thing happened yesterday. It came down, and it was captured so beautifully. It came down, it's tumbling, it's a mess, it's going down. I say, oh, look at that thing, that's a disaster. And then it gets like a couple of miles away from Earth, and all of a sudden the engines start going on, the things start, and then I see it coming in and landing in the gantry, and I'm watching it and I'm saying, oh, it's going to crash. Oh, but those engines came out and they blew the fire all over the place. And all of a sudden those two big arms came and hugged it like you would hug your little baby. And that sucker landed it. Nobody's been able to do that but him. And he's a great guy. And we have him and Vivek and some great people working on a thing called costs. And he's got the credibility to do it, too. And we're going to do things that are really amazing. But he went out to Pennsylvania after that. He landed that rocket nobody had ever seen. By the way, China can't do it. Russia can't do it or come close. It will be 10 years before they can do it. And the U.S. can't do it except for him. And it's pretty amazing. But he did that. And then he journeyed to Pennsylvania, where he spent like a month and a half campaigning for me in Pennsylvania. And he's a popular guy, and he was very effective. And he knows those computers better than anybody, all those computers, those vote-counting computers. And we ended up winning Pennsylvania like in a landslide, so it was pretty good. It was pretty good. So thank you to Elon. And his son's name, who's cute as a button, his son's name is X. He's the only guy who could get away with the name X. But his son is a great guy. One thing we know, his son is smart. If you believe in the racehorse theory, he's got a nice, smart son. But thank you very much to Elon and everybody. We've had so much help. Every radical and foolish executive order of the Biden administration will be repealed within hours of when I take the oath of office. Oh, you're going to have a lot of fun watching television tomorrow. Somebody said yesterday, sir, don't sign so many in one day. Let's do it over a period of weeks. I said, like hell, we're going to do it over weeks. We're going to sign them at the beginning. You know that old story. Let's do it later. Then it never gets done. No, we're doing them tomorrow. And we'll have plenty to sign in the future. Don't worry about it. It's not going to stop. But we're going to stop the destructive and divisive diversity, equity, and inclusion mandates all across the government and private sector and return our country to the merit system. You know, the Supreme Court ruled that the United States is allowed to go by the merit system, which is what made us great in the first place. That was a big ruling that a lot of people don't even know about, but it was a big, tremendous ruling. And you're focusing on character, competence, and qualifications in all hiring decisions. Now you're allowed to go by competence and ability and genius. You don't have to hire somebody to send up one of his rocket ships that doesn't know anything about what's happening. As a first step toward restoring transparency and accountability to government, we will also reverse the overclassification of government documents, and in the coming days, we are going to make public remaining records relating to the assassinations of President John F. Kennedy, his brother Robert Kennedy, as well as Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., and other topics of great public interest. It's all going to be released, Uncle Sam. And I will direct our military to begin construction of the great Iron Dome missile defense shield, which will all be made in the USA. And we will get wokeness the hell out of our military immediately and make it like it used to be. Take a look at this.
I got your name. I got your ass. You will not laugh. You will not cry. You will learn by the numbers.
Happy Pride. Happy Pride Month. And actually, let's declare it a summer of pride.
So you're a killer? Sir, yes, sir. Let me see your war face. Sir, you got a war face? Ah! That's a war face. Now let me see your war face. Ah! Bullshit. You didn't convince me. Let me see your real war face. Ah!
I hear it and I know, I know you wanna take.
You will be a weapon. You will be a minister of death, praying for war. But until that day, you are pukes. You are the lowest form of life on earth. You are not even human fucking beings. You are nothing but unorganized, grabastic pieces of amphibian shit.
How to abracadabra, these bitches know I got answers the way I...
It looks to me like the best part of you ran down to cracking your mama's ass and ended up as a brown stain on the mattress. I love working for Uncle Sam. I love working for Uncle Sam. Let me know just who I am. Lets me know just who I am. 1, 2, 3, 4, United States Marine Corps. 1, 2, 3, 4, United States Marine Corps.
Thank you. So we won 2 world wars with that. And that's the way it's going to be. The American people have given us their trust, and in return, we're going to give them the best first day, the biggest first week, and the most extraordinary first 100 days of any presidency in American history. To implement this historic agenda, I've assembled an all-star cabinet of patriots and visionaries and reformers who will fight for America, and together we will win, win, win for America. To restore the spirit of American armed forces, I have appointed Pete Hegseth as our next Secretary of Defense. Where's Pete? Where's Pete? Pete's here someplace. Where is he? Good job, Pete. They like you, Pete. Thanks, Pete. They like him. To bring back integrity to our intelligence community, Tulsi Gabbard will be our next Director of National Intelligence. To make America healthy again, we will have Robert F. Kennedy Jr. as Secretary of Health and Human Services. To end the weaponization of our government and restore the impartial rule of law. Oh, this is so important. She's so incredible. Pam Bondi will be an outstanding Attorney General. She's going to do an incredible job. She will do an incredible job, and she's working with another person who's going to be unbelievable at the FBI, Kash Patel. And tomorrow, everybody in this very large arena will be very happy with my decision on the J6 hostages. Very happy. I think you'll be very, very happy. I would say about 99.9% in this beautiful arena. And by the way, I want to thank the owners of this arena. They are great. They're up here someplace in one of those beautiful boxes. And their team is doing very well, and Ovechkin is a great player, right? But I want to thank Ted and all of the owners for allowing this to take place. It was really great. And thank you. It's a hell of an operation. Great place. Fantastic arena. Thank you, Ted. Thank you, everybody. At Homeland Security, we will have a tough leader in Kristi Noem, and we will have an outstanding Secretary of Transportation in Sean Duffy, Congressman Sean Duffy. Great people. And we're going to win so much that Governor Burgum of the Interior, you know Governor Burgum, one of the best governors in the country, is in charge of Department of the Interior, and the hottest man anywhere in the world for energy. When I announced him, people couldn't believe it. You didn't hear of him, but if you're in the energy business, he's considered the absolute best. Mr. Chris Wright of the Energy Department. He's going to head up the Energy Department. He's the hottest guy, and there is anybody in the energy business. They said, I can't believe you got Chris Wright. And a man named Marco Rubio is going to be our great future Secretary of State. And Howard Lutnick, a tremendous success on Wall Street, is going to be our Secretary of Commerce. They have to go through these drills, but they're going to. And I want to thank the Republican senators. They've been doing great. And John Thune has been doing a great job in moving the process along quickly. We're going to have a lot of them hopefully approved very quickly. And a very special woman, Linda McMahon, is going to be our future Secretary of Education, which we're going to be giving back to the states. Let the state run education. I said to Linda, Linda, I'm making you the Secretary of Education, but if you do a great job, you will put yourself out of a job because you're going to be sending it back to the states. And she's fantastic. And her staff, which has been largely hired, is fantastic. And all of the other leaders will come to me and they're going to say, do you remember I used to do this for fun? But it's really not fun, it's fact. Because we have to do some of best of, right? But they're going to come and say to me, sir, we're winning too much, sir. We can't take it anymore. We have to stop winning, sir. We can't do it. We're not used to winning in our country. And each one of them is going to say, every single one, sir, please, you're destroying our country. We're winning too much. Our country isn't prepared for this. They're not used to winning, sir. And I'll say, no, Linda and everybody, we're not going to stop winning. The people of our country want us to keep on winning, and we're going to go win like never, ever before. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to be doing it, Uncle Sam. Uncle Sam is having a heart attack down here. Look at him. Uncle Sam is going wild. And they think I pay for these people. I have no idea who he is. All I know is he does. And there's Abe Lincoln. Thank you, honest Abe. I have no idea. I swear, I have no idea who the hell he is. But he looks like Abe. He's probably a little bit shorter, in all fairness. Abe was 6'6". He's a little bit shorter. He's about a foot shorter. Other than that, he's perfect. Thank you, Abe. In addition to the most talented cabinet ever assembled, and we think we're hearing things like that, we will be supported in our mission by countless wonderful American patriots. First, let me thank my incredible family, and I want to thank in particular somebody that headed up the Republican Party, along with Mike, the two of them, Lara Trump, who you saw before, who produced those two beautiful children. Lara Trump is unbelievable. She was the chairman of the Republican Party, and nobody ever said, oh, gee, it's a family member. They actually said, how the hell did you get her to do it? And she did a phenomenal job. We had a minimum of cheating. We watched them like a hawk. Where is Laura? Where the hell is she? But she did some job. See, she wants to be nice and quiet. She's here someplace. Thank you, Laura. Thank you very much, hon. She's phenomenal. The job she did. And her son was up. Didn't they do a beautiful job? The son and the daughter. How many young kids know that one? They don't know that one. But her husband is somebody I'm very proud of. He's doing a great job. He's been subpoenaed more than any human being in history, I believe. Every day he'd get a subpoena from Congress on something, or bullshit. But he'd get a subpoena. He's got a PhD in subpoenas. But he did a fantastic job. And Don, you know all about Don, how he did. He's great. He's very popular, too. He knows a lot about guns, I want to tell you that. We had, by the way, I have to tell you, we had great support from every gun group, including the NRA, which really worked hard. And Ivanka and Jared are here, and Tiffany and Michael are here, and Barron and my 10 incredible grandchildren, and another one coming through Tiffany. And of course, I want to thank our next Vice President of the United States, J.D. Vance. Wherever he may be. There's a lot of people. Wherever the hell he is, he's here someplace. It's a lot of people. It's a little tough when you say, where is he? You know, you got a lot of people in here. But J.D. Vance has been extraordinary. And he's got an unbelievable wife, the Second Lady of the United States, Usha Vance. So, Usha, thank you very much. It's a beautiful couple, great people. We're also pleased to be joined tonight by Hulk Hogan, the Hulkster. The Hulkster. One thing, it's not hard to find him. All he has to do is stand up and you say, there he is. But he's great. And Kid Rock. Wow. Kid Rock is a friend of mine. He's a friend of mine for a long, long time. He did that thing on Budweiser. Budweiser will never be the same when he did the gun with the MAGA hat. That was the commercial that everybody saw. Also with us tonight is a great actor, tremendously talented guy, Jon Voight. He's great and a friend of mine. And Sylvester Stallone is here. Great guy. And you know, I got Mel Gibson, Sylvester Stallone, and Jon Voight to become ambassadors to Hollywood, California, to put it back on track. So they're all ambassadors. You have to refer to them as ambassador, Mr. Ambassador. And a man who's got an army of young people, Charlie Kirk, is here. And I want to thank Charlie. Charlie is fantastic. I mean, this guy, don't believe the stuff when you hear the kids are liberal. They're not liberal. Maybe they used to be, but they're not anymore. You got to see how many people are for us. And I want to thank Megyn Kelly. She's been terrific. She's been really great. And Billy Ray Cyrus. And Lee Greenwood. Wow, has he been trumpeted. What a song and what a man. And you know, by the way, these microphones, you see the microphones? I said, what the hell are those microphones doing standing behind me? You're going to have a little special treat at the end of this speech. I don't want to tell you because you'll rush me off the stage. Get off the stage. But you have a little special treat. And I won't tell you, but let's put it this way. It's the people that 30 years ago had a hot song, never hit number 1, hit number 5. But 30 years later, it hit number 1 week after week. And they're here to sing. They're here to sing. For you. And you won't recognize them. They're slightly larger than they used to be, but that's the way life goes. We can all tell you, that's the way life goes. There's nothing we can do about that. Sebastian Gorka, stand up, Sebastian. I see Sebastian here. There's a patriot. He's been with me through thick and thin, right, Sebastian? Now he's with the administration. Thank you. Great guy. And again, I want to thank Elon for what he did in Pennsylvania. He worked so hard. He worked so hard in Pennsylvania. A great guy and a man who is a champion. A man who took something from nothing. Everybody said this is something will never work. It's too violent. But he understood people. He said they like violence, unfortunately, right? But a man who understood fighting better than any man ever. There's never been anything like this. What Dana White did with the UFC and building it into a monster sport franchise. So I want to thank Dana White of USC for being here. And Dana, you've done a job like nobody could have done. Thank you. A great guy and a friend of mine. A great friend of mine. He's a tough cookie. You want him on your side at all times. Every one of those people you want on your side. And we have dozens of other celebrities and everything, but we're going to get back to what we're doing. But I do want to say, in the audience, we have many governors, many senators, many members of Congress, and other distinguished guests. Far too many to name, unless you'd like me to name them. No? Do you want me to name governors, senators, and Congress people? No. I thought you were going to say that. Sorry, governors. No, but we appreciate all of the love that we've gotten from them. I'll tell you, our House and our Senate Republicans have been unbelievable, and the governors are unbelievable, the job they're doing. Of the crime-ridden cities, the top 25, every single one of them is run by a Democrat. Does that tell you something? We don't have problems in the Republican cities. Tonight, I also want to send our love to everyone affected by the terrible wildfires raging in California. We're praying for you all. We love you all. We're going to be there very soon. I'm going to go out there on Friday to see it and to get it moving back. We're going to get some of the best builders in the world, and we'll get it moving back. And I also want to pay my respects to the great people of North Carolina. You know, I won it every single time. And they've been treated very badly. FEMA almost didn't know it existed. And we're going to get North Carolina rocking and rolling, okay? We're going to get them rocking and rolling. They've been treated very badly as a state. Together we will rebuild Los Angeles better, more beautiful than ever before. We're going to get it going. We have the best builders in the world. It's the only people that could do it. Nobody else knows what the hell they're doing. And in 2028, the Los Angeles Olympics will be one of the great sporting events and patriotic celebrations in history. I was with Gianni, the head of the Olympics, and because of the wildfires, they're going to do a special job. They're going to really do something very special on the Olympics. And the opposite. Some people say, oh, maybe the Olympics can't go there. It turned out just the opposite. They came to see me the other day, and the committee, and it's just the opposite. So the Olympics is great. And Johnny, for the others, you know, the World Cup, Johnny is the head of it. We had our top people, Wasserman. They all came in on the Olympics, and then I saw Johnny. And we got the World Cup, too. And, you know, it's only because they rigged the election that I'll be your president representing you there. You know, I got both of them. I got the Olympics, and I got the World Cup. And I said, you know, it's too bad. One was in 2026, and the other was in 2028. And I said, I won't be there. I won't be your president. But then they rigged the election, and now we won, so I'm going to be your president for the Olympics and for the World Cup. So, Johnny, thank you for the World Cup. And everybody, thank you for the Olympics. We're going to have a great time. We have another thing happening. 250 years. A celebration like no other. 250 years. And that's going to be taking place next year. So we have a lot of big events coming. And everything we do everything. We take it very, very seriously. But what do we do more than anything else? We put America first. And it all starts tomorrow when I raise my hand on the Bible to be sworn as we'll be sworn in tomorrow. We're all going to be sworn in together. That's the way I look at it. It's not me. It's you. Greatest of all time. So we will be sworn in tomorrow. I'll be representing you as your 47th President of the United States. And just in conclusion, together we're going to cut your taxes, end inflation, slash your prices, getting them back down, raise your wages, and bring thousands of factories back to the USA, right where they belong, and that'll be done through tariffs and smart policy. We will build American, we will buy American, and we will hire American. I will end the war in Ukraine, I will stop the chaos in the Middle East, and I will prevent World War III from happening, and you have no idea how close we are. We will crush violent crime in our cities and give our police the support, protection, resources, and respect they so dearly deserve. We will strengthen and modernize our military again. We did it. We rebuilt our entire military. And then they gave billions and billions of dollars of it to, you remember, to the Taliban. They gave it to the Taliban. They gave our military equipment, a big chunk of it, to the enemy. Do you know that we pay billions of dollars a year? Do you know this? Does anyone know this? To Afghanistan? Do you know that? And I say, if we're going to pay billions of dollars a year, tell them we're not going to give them the money unless they give back our military equipment that these poor, stupid people allowed for them to have. So we'll give them a couple of bucks. We want the military equipment back. We will rebuild our once great cities, including our capital in Washington, D.C., making them safe, clean, and beautiful again. And we want to make this city again safe. We don't want people coming to Washington and getting mugged, shot, killed. We're going to stop it. Law enforcement, and they have very good police here, but they have to be allowed to do their job. We're going to stop it. We're going to beautify it. We're going to make it the most beautiful capital in the world. We will teach our children to love our country, to honor our history, and to always respect our great American flag. And we will get critical race theory and transgender insanity the hell out of our schools. And always remember, this is so easy, this will be done tomorrow. We will keep men out of women's sports. It's over. I will defend religious liberty. I will restore free speech. And I will defend the right to keep and bear arms. We're going to defend that right. After years of building up foreign nations, defending foreign borders, and protecting foreign lands, we are finally going to build up our country, defend our borders, and protect our citizens. And we will stop illegal immigration once and for all. We will not be invaded. We will not be occupied. We will not be overrun. We will not be conquered. We will be a free and proud nation once again, and that will take place tomorrow at 12 o'clock. Everyone in our country will prosper. Every family will thrive. And every day will be filled with opportunity and hope, and also filled with a thing called the American dream that you don't hear much about anymore. For the past 9 years, you and I fought side by side against the most sinister and corrupt forces on earth. And in our magnificent victory on November 5th, you showed them once and for all that this nation does not belong to them. This nation belongs to you. From New York to Los Angeles, from Philadelphia to Phoenix, from Chicago to Miami, and from Houston to right here in Washington, D.C. Our country was won and built by generations of patriots who gave everything they had for our rights and for our freedom. They were farmers and soldiers, cowboys and factory workers, steel workers, coal miners, police officers, and pioneers who pushed onward, marched forward, and let no obstacle stand in their path. Nothing could get in their way. Together they laid down the railroads, raised up the skyscrapers, built the great highways, won 2 world wars, defeated fascism and communism, and launched American astronauts to the moon. It was hard-working patriots like you who built this country. And 75 days ago on November 5th, it was hard-working patriots like you who saved our country. You saved our country. Now, after all we have been through together, we stand on the verge of the 4 greatest years in American history. With your help, we will restore America's promise, and we will rebuild the nation that we all love so much. We are one people, one family, and one glorious nation under God. We will never give in. We will never give up. We will never back down, and we will never, ever, ever, ever surrender. We will fight, 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 and we will win, win, win. And together, we will make America powerful again. We will make America wealthy again. We will make America healthy again. We will make America strong again. We will make America proud again. We will make America safe again. And we will make America great again. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. What a great victory for everybody. Thank you, America. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Young man, there's no need to feel down. I said, young man, pick yourself off the ground. I said, young man, cause you're in a new town. There's no need to be unhappy. Young man, there's a place you can go. I said, young man, when you're short on your dough, you can't stay there. And I'm sure you will find many ways to have a good time. Come on, everybody. It's fun to stay at the YMCA. Fun to stay at the YMCA. They have everything for your men to enjoy. You can hang out with all the boys. Fun to stay at the YMCA. Fun to stay at the YMCA. You can get yourself clean. Have a good meal. Do whatever you feel. Young man, are you listening to me? I said, young man, what do you want to be? Young man, you can make million dreams, but you got to know this one thing. No man does it all by himself. I said, young man, put your pride on the shelf. Just go there to the YMCA until they can help you today. All right, everybody. It's fun to stay at the YMCA. It's fun to stay at the YMCA. They have everything for your men to enjoy. You can hang out with all the boys. Fun to stay at the YMCA. Fun to stay at the YMCA. You can get yourself clean. Have a good meal. Do whatever you feel. Young man, I was once in your shoes. I said I was down and out with the blues. I felt no man. Dead if I were alive. I felt the whole world was so tired. That's when someone came up to me and said, young man, take a walk up the street. There's a place there called the YMCA. They can start you back on your way. Everybody, it's fun to stay at the